Thunderstorms are often associated with nasty weather conditions. Thunder and lightning, heavy rain, hail, strong gusty winds, and sometimes tornadoes. But how do they form in the first place? We typically find thunderstorm development along an advancing cold front as cooler, drier air wedges underneath warm air and forces it to rise. As the warm, wet air rises, an updraft forms and thunderstorm development can begin. As the warm, wet air enters the cooler portion of the atmosphere, condensation occurs and latent heat is released into the atmosphere when water vapor condenses into liquid. The heat has to go somewhere. This creates instability in the atmosphere, and convection can begin. Thunderstorms rely on rising, warm and wet air and the sinking of cooler, drier air through a process called convection. Think about your home oven. There's a fan in the back of the oven to help move the warm air upward and cooler air downward. This is happening outdoors, but on a much larger scale. If an updraft is strong enough, warm, wet air will continue to rise and help the storm grow taller and larger, and possibly even develop an overshooting or anvil top. These are reserved for stronger, possibly severe thunderstorms. On the opposite end of the updraft, a downdraft region of the storm develops as cooler air sinks toward the surface. This is where we find precipitation, strong winds, and possibly tornadoes. Eventually, the downdraft becomes stronger than the updraft, and the storm begins to weaken as the warm, moist air cannot rise. Some strong and even severe thunderstorms can last for several hours before this process takes over.